Good afternoon, welcome back to another edition of the Weekend Roundup right here on DR Sports with myself, AGT. We've got Matisse in the building, Robbie and Abby. Good to have you all people, yeah?
Nobody won!
Hey, hold on. There's one
no
person missing
3-point collectors.
today.
Is there?
There's one person missing
Flex
today.
isn't
Of course,
here.
is Flex. At the moment, he's doing some stuff with Sky TV.
He's online.
However, right, he has got a message for us. So let's run it right now from Flex.
Hey guys, only me. Just me. Flex. You lot said I'll be ducking. You lot said he's not going to come in for his embarrassment. AGT. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, bro? You was giving it the whole, I'm not celebrating unless it's 3 goals. You was giving it a whole Man United trash. You was giving it all easy light work. And my team, even though I didn't think we'd win as well, my team said, nah, sir. Tranmere Trent, you know. What I going for Tranmere Trent, AGT? Sent to the shops and them ting there by Dallo. Dallo, you know. Dallo been dead all season. Cook up Trent Ras. Butcher. Leacher, you know. I've been cussing him because he's been dead. But you are his nemesis. Ras one in the top corner for you. Hold that, AGT. And you know what? We should have won, bro. We should have won. Amadinho. Class. There was times that the game was controlling the game. The most comfortable I felt at Anfield in ages. And you had your chances. Mo Salah, apart from the pen, didn't see him. Didn't do nothing. Diaz through the middle, didn't see him. Didn't see none of these man. They didn't do nothing. Robertson, Robbo, wake up, mate. Ahmad back post, awful. Van Dijk going mad and that. And you know what the best bit of this AGT was? Your leaky roof. Your roof was leaking, brother. Tell FSGs to sort out the contracts and sort out the roof, yeah? Because when it's our roof and it's leaking, we have to hear about it. How about we hear about Anfield falling down, mate, yeah? You know what I'm saying? Anfield thawing out, bro. Thawing out. Hold that. Hey, listen, AGT. You can't beat these allegations, bro. Ever since you puffed out your chest, yeah, and said how you're winning this league and all of this stuff, your thing mash up, you know. Don't lose to Forest, bro. Don't drop points to Forest, bro. But anyway, we're humble. Road to 40 points. And that was a very valuable point. I'm out.
Unlucky, lads. Just header it back.
Now
No.
Rapping.
Oh, you got away with one.
Man United breakaway! Man United breakaway! Man United breakaway!
No! Oh, that was your chance!
Harry!
That was your chance.
Well
Hey,
played.
you were lucky, you know. If that Maguire goal would have went in.
Well
Oh
played.
my God.
Well played, Flex. That's a good video. It was a good
It was
video.
good.
You jinxed it, innit?
We got to move on.
No,
with the
no,
show.
No, we ain't moving on
Got to
nowhere.
read the ad
No.
read.
All right, do
Do
that,
that,
Adrian.
Adrian.
Big up to Fair Play, right, because we need to ask you several questions.
And we'll get into that.
Right.
Do not worry, because I'll
Okay.
probably be answering them
Okay.
very honestly. And I agree with pretty much everything he's just said there. Liverpool weren't
Do
good
the ad
enough.
read.
We weren't
Do the
good
ad
enough.
read. Don't duck.
Get on with it.
Ad read?
Ad
Yeah,
read.
Right, as you beautiful people at home know, that this video is brought to you by Fair Play, the peer-to-peer betting app that allows you to hold your friends accountable, just like Flex did to me just there. As you know, Fair Play have now launched the Jackpot Sevens, the Premier League predictor game where you, maybe me, or you at home can win up to £700,000 in cash. That's not bad, is it? No one took it home again this week, unfortunately for you. But the beauty of the Jackpot Sevens is that each week there is a minimum prize pot of at least £500 split between the top 5 place entries. I had a little look. I think I came 130th this week, so not great. No money in the bank for
It's
me.
not gone well for you this week, has
It
it?
really hasn't. Stay tuned later in the show where we reveal this week's 5 winners, as well as how the panel got on from the prediction show. The next Jackpot 7 game week opens tomorrow, and we'll all be entering in that one as well. So if you want to play along with us, download the Fair Play app. Make sure you select that Jackpot 7s and enter your predictions for the game week, and see, Robbie, if you are one of the guaranteed 5 winners this week. Only yourself, really, that hasn't really
No.
won anything.
Yeah.
I'll
on
share
this
my
game.
£6 with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're
I'll buy you a chewing
welcome.
gum as well. It's just £5 to enter, and the weekly prize pot increases the more people that enter. I know you guys at home are loving this one, so make sure tomorrow you get involved with the game, and then we go again this weekend. The first topic, as you know, Rob, it was a fair play fixture, and it was Manchester United upsetting the league leaders Liverpool with a 2-2 draw. They finally scored at Anfield after 5 previous visits without a goal. Do you want to start and then I go in, or shall I
what was
start
our
and then
predictions on it?
You come in.
Well, I think
we all said Liverpool wins.
Liverpool win.
I think we've
Clear.
got it up.
We all had Liverpool
We've got
wins.
it up on the screen.
4-0.
Oh, wow.
3-0, 5-0.
Even Flex, 4-0.
4-1. Even Flex went 4-0.
And they're all honest. I don't think any of us, even including myself, would regret that, because at the time that's what we thought would happen.
Of course.
But Manchester United did very well.
Funny enough,
I've got to say
right?
it.
Funny enough,
They
I
did.
went 4-0 then I revised it. When I did
Best of enemies.
Best of Enemies, I said that I get the feeling it's going to be a lot closer than everyone thinks, because the United players are going to be fighting. Pride is going to become involved, and they cannot go there and get turned over and destroyed. And I'll tell you what, they played well, man.
did.
Yeah, they really
They
did.
played really
They
well.
were more
good.
sensible in their defending. They didn't go with this crazy. It was more of a back five, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right? And, bro, they should have won should have won the game at the end there, Maguire. That weren't offside, the Xerxes.
No.
Xerxes was onside. If Maguire would have scored that goal.
Mad.
It's a poor pass from Xerxes. It's bobbling. It's not a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
pass.
Well,
He was nervous.
Luckily.
what happened to you lot?
And like Virgil said, in another day, you know, we got lucky.
I want to. Do you know what? I want to start off praising
You go.
Man United though,
You
because
go.
Man,
I
United,
think that's what it
Man
needs to
United
be
were
first.
unbelievable.
They were
Like
very good.
Agate in that midfield was just hoovering up everything. You look at that
And Mainu,
that
the
game
two of
on
them
paper.
together.
Yeah, you look at that game on paper. It was Jones, Gravenberch, and McAllister. I'm thinking, they're going to outnumber Man United in midfield. Mainu's not the quickest. They're not going to get about the pitch quick enough. And Agate just said, this is my game. He just won the ball back, brilliant passing, progressed it. Dalot on the left-hand side, he's got Trent to deal with.
Dalot for me was the man of the
defensively.
match.
For me as well, I
Dalot's
agree.
best game.
And then going forward, he's
All
cooking
season.
Trent. He's put in the most dangerous cross of the game for Dalot, which he's got to put in with his header.
Cook.
He's cooked him. It was unbelievable. It was absolutely
Ahmad,
what a
yeah, Ahmad, the
performance.
header.
Yeah, he's got to
What was
score
he
that.
doing?
He's got to score that. He's ran too fast.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
run
not
past
judged
it,
the pace of the ball properly.
You
And
know
he's,
what? I
he's-
think the first to get that.
You was there, you
scoreline-
was at the game,
I was
huh?
at the game. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Happy.
It was entertaining.
Well, just asking. You always love going to Anfield. Just want to say if you enjoyed it. It's cold.
It was, mate. I've never been more cold.
It's
at a football.
freezing.
And obviously,
The roof
Flex
was leaking.
begging for the game to be called off. You saw Carragher taking the snow off. Neville was putting it back on.
Yeah.
It was the coldest. I was wearing long johns, top and bottom, 2 pairs of socks, t-shirt, jumper, puffer jacket, neck warmer, gloves,
Wow.
and a hat.
Jesus. Did you go to
That is
Kazakhstan?
cold. I might
went
as well have
Astana.
been in Astana, mate, by the way it was going on. But I think,
Jeez.
listen, I don't regret saying that we were going to win 3-0. I thought on paper that's what we should be doing to a team down there in the 14th, 15th position. That does get thrown away when it is United game. And I think if we didn't score, my worry was if you don't score in the first 20 minutes, they're going to make it really difficult.
Grow into the game.
And I'm going to do what you did. You got to praise Manchester United. They were better than us on the day. And actually, on another day, they score. And the game plan that they played worked perfectly. They frustrated us. The crowd got on top of them. After shout out the crowd for the lack of atmosphere yesterday. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we were too cold. But actually, when you look back, United should have won that game. And Liverpool have to wake up now because
Listen,
the character
listen.
is going to be tested
They're
big
cold.
time at Tottenham. We got Forest away, then Brentford away. So this is where the metal is made. But at the same time, the context is, at the start of the season, if you offered me this on January the 6th, 6 points clear, game in hand, unbeaten in 25, of course I'd take it.
Hold on a minute, right?
course I'd take
because
it.
Has your
you
chest-
came in here, the
has your
chest
chest
was right.
deflated?
I think we'll win the league.
But your
Right.
chest is deflated
I
a little
mean-
bit. Do you regret
I don't think
going
we'll win the league.
as early?
Not really, because
Well, listen, hold on. We've got a super chat here for Rose Red, who says,
I went
Dear
on.
Robbie, on behalf of the Liverpool fans, can you replace the jinx merchant with Doyle? Right? We've had enough of him cursing the team with his bad luck.
If you actually
Now they're
believe
putting it
that I
down to
jinx
you.
stuff, then you need to get out of.
If Arsenal were taking advantage, which we'll get to in a minute.
Bloodshot
maybe they'd be
Eyes
popular.
says,
They're not.
AGT, why can't you wait until the season's over to start your cooking instead of running your mouth midway? Exit
can't win like
exit
this.
the stream and take the photo with you.
People
Look at
wanted
the photo.
chest.
What's it doing over here?
Put it prime
'Cause it's broken.
position.
That's
Yeah,
what's
because
done
you
it.
broke it.
Yeah. But again, like, I don't regret it. Do I still think that Liverpool can win this league? 100%.
Can.
Can? No.
Can.
Sorry. Can is not what was agreed.
We'll still win the league. Yes.
You're gonna win. Listen, you're gonna win the league. Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. There's another thing, right? There was a rumour, right, that after the game, a fight broke out in the change room.
Van Dijk mash up Trent.
Van Dijk on Trent and all that. Now,
Nunes as well.
Darwin Nunes.
Why? What's Nunes fighting about?
Listen, you're in a commanding position, you know, because we drop points. Everybody drop points around you anyway.
Yeah.
But
Nothing's changed.
No, right, nothing's changed.
Still 6 points clear.
But
one game
are
less.
you starting to get worried now of a little bit of an implosion? Because it's still only when you check it out, right? I was looking at it this morning. I'm like, 19 games off for 19 games for you, 20 for us. It's halfway through, really.
Yeah.
Still a lot that could go wrong.
100%. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now, there's infighting. You know what I mean? There's people calling him Tranmere Trent. Well, Roy Keane, Tranmere Trent. That was wicked.
I call him AMB Alexander.
Right? There's Mo Salah still saying, boy, my deal ain't done. Even Van Dijk after the game saying he's far from his deal being done. This now's becoming a problem. Fans, I couldn't... Listen, I know Trent had a bad game. But the way I saw Liverpool fans piling in on Trent...
You don't want that.
I was like, my God,
You
man.
you don't want the negativity. And also...
Big time.
We were talking about this on Thursday with the Trent situation. I think it's kind of mad how, like, as a fan base, like, you're pinning most of this on Trent. Like,
He's getting the blame yesterday.
We said it the other day. It should be... Look, he had a poor game yesterday. But especially by his standards anyway, had a really, really poor game. Maybe there is stuff that's going off the field that is affecting that, or he just had a poor game. But the fact that your fan base are turning on Trent because of the contract situation... He deserves the right. If he wants to go, he's won everything there is to win with you lot, right? And it's not down to him. It's down to FSG.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with the fan base. If you
But they weren't having a go at FSG yesterday. They were having a go at Trent.
It's redirected at the wrong place. If he wants to leave, he's done everything for your club.
I'm so sorry, just before you come in, I'm just saying that these little things are things that in a season where everything's been going brilliantly, everything's been going perfectly for Liverpool, all of a sudden... Right, and listen, it can't be. It's not something that can't be reversed. But all of a sudden, this is becoming like a problem.
Yeah,
bit of
this
adversity.
Trent thing,
and
because
it's all we talk about.
Yeah, even after
the
game, you heard like you know, Jamie Carragher's going on about it. It's a big issue. This, you know, I mean,
yeah. For me, listen, that the alleged fight that happened in the change room can be either a good or a bad thing. It can be good, and it galvanizes everyone. It makes you think, right, we've got a fight on our hands. We need to all step up the levels and go on and win. The other side of it is, with the contracts talks just constantly circling all of these three players, that has the potential to derail your title challenge.
Yeah.
If all of these talks aren't sorted out, I mean, me and Doyle spoke about it on the COP TV this morning. And like the first person said, if you want to see more of Doyle, go on the COP TV this morning, because we had a good chat about it. But we kind of just want it sorted whatever happens now.
Yeah.
And I think the Liverpool fans last night had a right to criticise Trent because of his performance.
Absolutely.
Not because the contract isn't sorted out. That's on us to sort out. But now what we've done on Friday night before the game on Sunday is we've said, right, there's your offer, 300k, the ball's in your court. If you now reject this, you're going to feel the wrath of the fans, because now you've got what you want. You've got the 300k a week. We're offering you the big deal. You can be the captain. Everything's on the plate for you. It's, do you want to come and eat? And separately from that, the performance last night was one of the worst I've ever seen from Trent. And yes, you can have a go at him. You can have a go at him because he's not running back, because he's misplacing passes, because he lost possession 25 times last night. And I'm standing there in the game going, take him off on the hour mark, right? It's clearly not working. There was even an argument to say take him off at half time. What I can't compromise, and what I'm sick of defending him for, Rob, is the lack of effort to run back. Robertson can make mistakes, and we've seen that a lot of times this season, but guess what? He will break his neck and sprint like his life depends on it to get back and win that ball back. With Trent, I'm seeing him lose the ball from our throw-in, right, which is in almost the corner flag for us. He's played it in field and he's jogging. And you saw Virgil look at him when Virgil had to do the legwork to get back and stop that cross from coming in. He didn't need to say anything. He looked at him as if to say, why are you not running? And there is no excuse for that. You can be speaking to Real Madrid, you can be, you know, convincing yourself that you want to stay, you want to go, that's fine off the pitch. But on the pitch, there is no excuse for not running, Rob. And I'm sick and tired of defensively looking at him from a high up position in the pitch to us being really under the cosh and him not breaking his back, because Sunday League players do that. They run back and help their team. That is not acceptable,
Will this
Rob.
intensify, right? Let's say he has a bad game against Spurs.
I'd
Does this
play
start
Conor Bradley.
intensify now?
I'd leave him out the limelight for
But then
a week.
if you leave him out now,
then
he's more likely to leave, isn't he? He's more likely to
More
say,
questions.
Boy, look, the man ain't even playing me now.
Well,
Look,
but it might be
I've had
better
one
to-
bad
it might be
game.
better to diffuse
Yeah,
the
I've
and
had
situation.
that's
one bad game,
key
I've
to
been
say. It
playing
is
well.
one bad game.
Yeah,
It's
I've
not
had one
like
bad
he's done
game
this
now.
10 times this season.
So, you leave him out against Spurs. He's like, I've had one bad game, and look how these men are turning on me already. Look how these fans are turning on me. Should I stay here? No,
But they're
actually,
turning
go
on you
Madrid,
because
man.
you're not breaking your neck to get back, Rob. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
but you just said it's one game.
Yeah,
It's one
in that
game. And as I said, I was taken aback when I heard, like, on the radio and everything, the way...
That's very reactionary, isn't it? After the game, people calling in.
But the
Would they have
way
the
that-
same opinion this morning? I don't know.
But the way they were going at him as a Liverpool guy who's come through the ranks, there's people saying that, you know what I mean,
they
he
wanna
owes
see a
them-
bit more
if he
effort.
goes, you've got to get us a big transfer fee. He has, I mean, it ain't cost nothing for Liverpool. He has
he's
brought a
given you
lot of
everything.
success
100%.
to Liverpool. But the way that you're right, it is reactionary, but wow. I mean, what do you think, Matisse? I mean,
He was making
it's
Dalot
a
look
bad
like
situation
Damien
now.
Duff.
When Alan-
And then you've got the Salah's still
Still
saying
waiting.
that, boy, my
Van
thing's
Dijk.
way off. And as I said, even Van Dijk
At least
at
we've
the
made
end
the
of
offer
game
to
said-
Trent now. At least we know
But
that
even
we've
Van
done
Dijk
our
at the
part.
end of the
We've
game
made you
said,
the
I ain't had
offer.
no offer, I
The
ain't
Van
had no
Dijk
nothing.
and Salah offer will come now, but the main frustration
sort this
last
out
night
fast.
was just the lack of the effort and clearly his head's all over the place. It's scrambled.
When
Matisse.
Alan Madrid knock, it's a loud knock.
You got to answer the door.
You gotta answer the door.
Answer the
It's gonna
door.
disturb-
You're at least gonna have a look
disturb
through the
peace.
peephole, innit?
So
and
at the
he'll
end,
be happy there with Jude
Yeah.
and, Vinny.
If that's what he wants, I'd rather know
Mbappe.
now. Like, break the silence, say what you're going to do, and then everyone can crack
Feel
on
like
with
you're in a
winning our
bit of a
20th
limbo.
title. Yeah, a little bit.
limbo.
Yeah.
We just want to know what's going to happen
Sometimes in a
because
breakup, you've got to...
at the end of the day, I
Top
think
class
he's got to
stuff.
go. He's got to go to Real
gotta
Madrid.
go.
Conor Bradley's a very good player.
He is very
He's
good.
a
And,
very
bro,
good
he
player.
came on
And
straight
he was
away, bang,
straight away,
into the
straight
tackle.
into people.
Could have scored at the end as well.
And
Could have won us the
Liverpool,
game.
Liverpool will go on. Trent will go to Real Madrid.
Life will go on without
and,
Trent.
and Liverpool
agree.
move on with Conor Bradley. I think that's the only scenario and solution I
You
see
think
to
he's
the
definitely
situation.
gone now?
Listen, as time goes on and the silence is still silent and we're not hearing from his side, because he can control this narrative. At the minute, everyone and their dog is controlling the narrative of what Trent wants to do, when he's going to sign, he wants to play with
Does he
Jude.
need to do that? Like, does he? Why does Trent
It
need
would,
to be the one to come out and say that?
I think it would benefit the team to go on and win this
But
title.
then, like we said to you the other day, if he'd have come out at the start of the season and said, "Look, it's my last season here," whatever, you'd have said bench him. Why?
And I've still heard
it's
that
difficult
talk, if he's
because we
leaving,
don't
then
know.
bench him.
We don't know because that never got said, right?
No,
We
but that
never
was
know
your
how we'll feel.
that was what your opinion
It could have
was
done
when
one
we
of two
asked you.
things. It could have broken us and we say get him out now, or it could have galvanised us even
Sure,
more.
but
to
then
go
when you
and
had the
win
Klopp
that
situation
thing.
last year, where you was also on for the treble, the quad, whatever you were on for at that time,
And he announced
and
it.
then he announced it, and then it went the other way. So if
Well,
Trent,
up until
Trent
March,
says that,
April, it
That's
did,
true.
but
if
we
Trent,
were on
if Trent,
fire
if
at
Trent
that
comes
point.
out and says at the start of the season, "This is my last season," and then you're saying, "Okay, well, let's bench him, let's play Conor Bradley," then fine.
Yeah.
But then that also tarnishes how you lot feel about Trent, which is what's happening at the minute.
Yeah.
So then if he now comes out after the January window, or he signs a pre-contract agreement or something like that, or doesn't take the offer,
Yeah.
then that's also tarnishing in it, and then that could also have a negative effect on what happens with Salah or what happens with Van Dijk and how the rest of the season plays
Just to
out.
round it off, right? I think
These things
whatever
should be kept
happens there's-
inside the club.
I agree. There's no winner in that situation. If he
You
said
can't
at
win.
the start of the season, "I'm leaving," he's got the fans against him. If he leaves it up until now, the fans are going to be against him, whatever you do. But
What's
I
he
think
do
when
now?
you
Well,
see
you can't do
the
nothing
interviews
now as
where
well,
he's
though.
saying, "I want to be the captain. I've never looked at another club," show us that
Yeah, but
on
that's
the
a while
pitch.
back, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
so
it's the
Lukaku
start
said that as
of
well.
this season. I know
He said that to
Lukaku
us
said
as
it.
well,
There's a
Lukaku.
different level of loyalty though there. But listen, at the end of the day, it's 4 draws and 1 defeat in 19. We're still top with 6 points, little gap there. But now the big test is you've got to make sure you get 1 foot in the final against Tottenham on Wednesday. That Forest game now, it's Tuesday night, 8 o'clock next week. I'm going to it, yeah.
Bit of a,
Well, I think we've
It's
worked
a
out how
horrible
play.
important
It's a bit of a shock to the
Szoboszlai is as
system,
well.
isn't it?
And that's
Because Jones was
key.
poor.
Jones was
Szoboszlai-
non-existent yesterday.
Szoboszlai would have been a different
And do you know
ballgame,
what?
wouldn't
He
it?
was suspended for the last game against West Ham, fresh for this one, but he got illness or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
is crucial for us in terms
Jones
of
was poor,
pressing.
man.
He was non-existent.
All them
mate.
things you just said are true, AGT, right? But it is a bit of a shock to the system because when everything's going so well, and then like we all expected like you guys to turn over United, and then especially after our result, you think to yourself, nah, this is it.
Yeah.
Like when they win that now, it's like basically we
Capitalise.
just coast down to
And
the.
what a game to prove
and
that
it's
you
just
want to
a
stay at the
massive
club,
setback.
United
And then
at home.
It gives everybody a bit of hope because you
It
look
does.
at it, you think,
Who's
maybe
everybody?
you could beat Liverpool. You know what I mean? No, I'm not on about. I'm not
It
even,
ain't me.
Go on,
I'm not necessarily on about winning leagues, right? But I'm on
Yeah.
about like teams playing Liverpool.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Like,
yeah.
well, if United could do that, I've got a little bit
Forest
of hope
have already
as
done
well.
it.
Yeah,
And everyone's eating at United this season.
Exactly, and that's why it's even more frustrating that we couldn't beat this crap team.
Even
that's
on
in
a slot
15th.
for the first time, I was
Subs
like,
were wrong, yeah.
Subs
when I
were
heard-
wrong.
Yeah,
They
and
were
then
wrong,
and then
man.
also when I heard him after the game, basically saying that United parked the bus, and you know what I mean, their tactics. I was like, oh,
Yeah, actually,
their tactics were
They
good.
created great chances.
He was more or less saying they parked the bus.
They
He
did.
said he
Could've
goes,
done
he
Good
said
save.
they had so many people behind the ball, and it was just like, I mean,
The thing
Great
is,
chances.
I actually give United credit. I thought
Yeah.
they played
They
very.
played
it's
well.
the
Yeah,
best
you have to
United
give them
performance
credit.
I've
They're
seen at
excellent.
Anfield in
Yeah.
maybe a
their
decade.
best
Well,
performance
it's
of
what
the
I've seen
season.
in, well, it's the best
One
performance
off,
I've seen
yeah.
them have for God knows
Yeah, they
how
were
long.
they were
In the
excellent.
FA Cup. But
Yeah.
I think you also have to be careful when criticising Liverpool because Liverpool have been ridiculously good. You know,
Yeah,
they have been
yeah,
the best
yeah.
team in
They've been the
Europe.
best team.
And no one expected Liverpool to be
That's the levels, though.
top
The
of the league.
standards that we.
Of
that we have
course,
for
but I
ourselves.
think that there is, you know, obviously you can criticise Arne Slot. Of course you can. For that particular game, you can criticise Trent, but we've been waxing lyrical about Liverpool, Arne Slot and Trent all season. So I
good
feel like
point.
there are, obviously there's a lot of reactionary stuff, especially when you end up having a performance like that against United, who have been woeful. But I do think there is context to it.
Yeah, there's context. So it's just because we all went into it
Trying to see the
thinking
good.
it's going to be a
Trying to see the good in
beatdown,
people.
and it weren't.
All
a
of us did. It
beatdown.
wasn't
And I
just
think
me.
if you think to
People at home
Liverpool-
saying AGT.
I
It
think to
wasn't just me
Liverpool
that
fans,
said
it
that.
must be a shock to the system.
It was.
It
It
must
was
be a
horrible.
shock. But it just shows, man. Like
And I'll be honest, man. Since Alisson's come back, every shot's gone in, and that's so unlike Alisson. He should have been
back
saving that
Callaghan.
Diallo chance. It goes right in the middle of the net, and then Darwin Núñez. I mean, yes, you're right, Rob. The subs were wrong. He should have brought Trent off a lot earlier. I don't think the Elliott
Unless
sub
Bradley
made
wasn't
sense. Bradley is clearly fit and ready to go now, but the Núñez one for me, I mean, he comes on. I mean, I'm not even going to say he goes up for a header because he doesn't. He turns around and he's lucky to get away with
lucky he
it.
didn't
It's
get
not.
sent
It's
off.
not the elbow. It's more like a barge into the
Yeah.
neck chest area. But now, you know, you're suspended for the next game against Forest now. It's just idiocy sometimes with Núñez, and I think people are tired of defending him. And yeah, Trent last night. I'll be honest, it was really poor, man. Really
what do
poor.
you make of the Roy Keane?
Really poor.
The Roy Keane.
Tranmere Trent.
That's just
Tranmere
the
Trent
Roy
and all
Keane.
that.
Did the
He
same
said
with
that about
Haaland.
Haaland. Said he's
Yeah.
League Two. Like
Yeah.
it's funny. Everyone gets their clips.
He's
They
hardly
share the
Tranmere Trent.
quotes.
Tranmere said no, to be fair.
And yeah, you know, I
Tam
think
White
it's just I wouldn't take anything he says that seriously after a result like that, where he's obviously trying to lay a little dig on.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's actually saying, if you take away the ridiculousness of saying he's
The
going to play for
headline.
Tranmere, he is right. He was defending awfully yesterday. Gave the ball away so many times, didn't win one duel, and he made Dallo look like some flying up and down winger that gets goals and assists
Who's been
every
so
week.
poor.
And it was just, I was watching it going, what are you doing, Trent? Wake up. I think I heard the term wake up around me in the Anfield. I was in
Even
the main
Bruno
stand
went
yesterday.
over there and got joy.
Yeah, and Onana was giving it to the cop. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. They played well, United, yesterday, and on another day they win that game. But that's a big wake-up call for Liverpool now. Your character, your mettle is going to be tested. Let's see what you can do.
Let's get into some more super chats. AGT said AGT thought he was playing Tranmere Rovers, says Brian. Potsy, this is referring to a Tottenham game. We'll come back to that. He said the ball was kicked into Joe Linton's hand, which was by his side in the not in a nap position, whatever it means. It's
Natural position.
He said nat. Why don't you just say natural? No, into BG Path, who played AG through not robbed, just learn the rules. LG Brown says shame no flex after the overconfidence in the preview. Flex deserves to cook the Tesco Terry Flowers, right? Hold that, AGT, you Timo Rick.
I don't mind
Gervais.
being compared to Ricky Gervais, but Terry Fleurs, yeah, let's not do that
DSY
one.
says Slot has done brilliant so far, but will manage us out of the title if he persists with Trent and Robbo. Wow.
Oh, this is silly. Come on.
Trent's performance was
Silly,
vile
silly.
yesterday. Wow.
It's just a
Such
bit
a silly-
overreactionary, isn't it?
Silly.
Robbo
chat.
was well better than Trent yesterday, if we're doing that.
Tungzi says it's all about Anthony Taylor. Joel Shaw says Robbie looks like, what's that? A black Lex Luthor.
Knitwear today.
Yeah.
I like the knitwear.
Bro, it's cold, man.
It is
Adam
cold.
says,
Nice
I've
little
had this
knitwear,
jumper
man.
for ages.
Pick up.
They wore it because it ain't been cold. It was cold, man. AGT, accept the fact that no Virgil and Trent is off. And Abby, are you still running up the M1, says Adam. You would have been on
day.
side.
I think he asks that
long.
question every week. This Adam.
Gino says, is
day
it the
long.
first time that no one on the panel has got 3 points?
Oh,
I
no,
think
this
there
is-
was
this
another
happened
time.
before.
There must have been another time.
There has
think there
been.
was another
There's
time.
definitely been a time where
It's
we've
not great
lost
though,
one.
is it?
Ricky
be
Proctor says,
honest.
is Robbie going to talk about refs for the Arsenal game?
Probably.
Please let us know so we don't waste our time watching this.
We can just
Even
skip
if
it.
Abby's... Oh, just this bit. Even if Abby's...
Cooking is not
cooking
worth
is
that.
not worth that. I am going to talk about refs.
I can't really cook.
Shian says, why do Liverpool
Sian.
managers
Sian.
always cry when it doesn't go their way? We didn't go long ball. Possession was even. That was true.
Yeah, they had way more
Amarin's,
position than I thought.
Tactics never the problem. Let me big up Amarin because I was having a go at him
Yeah,
the
you
other day.
were.
Don't
I
need
was
to
having a
clap
go
it.
at him, but his tactics were spot on.
They were.
He was more sensible. He didn't just like send the fullbacks, make them hug a thing, and just leave themselves exposed. And I thought the three, two of the centre backs in Maguire,
What was that
and
performance in the second
Martinez
half?
had a great game. They're lit.
In the second half,
Why did he
man.
handball that, man?
Handball and the other goal as well.
Yeah. The other goal is where he went diving in. Delit had a bit of a nightmare.
Can I do the next super chat
Kaiser?
for Matisse?
Oh,
Hi guys, I'd love to talk about Ingrid Landmark Tandrevold again, Matisse. Her greatness isn't just in her achievements, but how she uplifts others. She's a true champion, both on and off the track. I really love her, says Kaiser.
Have you thought about doing like?
Shut up.
Have you thought about doing like
Shut up.
a sacrificial Sunday watching the Norwegian sports?
No.
yeah, you should.
I'm getting
do.
into the darts. Big up Luke Littler. What a performance.
Well done
Yeah,
for
that's
just getting
fair.
into it. It's finished.
No,
now.
you should
know.
do this. Ski
Yeah, I know.
Sunday.
And I'm getting in, and I'm trying to get back into the Formula One.
Ingrid
Ski
Landmark.
Sunday. Ferrari
The
Red.
Ferrari.
Ski
okay.
Sunday.
time
I
for
don't,
none
I
of
don't
that.
think it's skiing though, Rob. I don't even know what sport this
should actually-
Ingrid...
Cross country skiing, innit?
How do you do cross-country skiing?
You seen that one where they have the two things and they
but
go like
cross-country-
That's not
Country?
skiing though, mate.
Yeah, they cross country skiing. They do have it.
Let's get a
I don't-
check
is that
on
a real
that.
thing?
not
I'm sure they got a cross. They do have
I think it's
cross-country
like she's a
skiing.
biathlete.
I don't know.
I think.
Listen.
As in cross country, the running, or you're skiing cross countries?
Yeah, that's definitely wrong, Rob. I can't
I
lie.
know.
Clara
Definitely
Bitsy
right.
says, AGT, wouldn't it be wise to cash in on the 25 million? Someone else's heart is already in Madrid.
Nice to see you again, Clara. We'll speak about
Oh
your
yeah, where's
team. Yeah, where have you been?
Sorry. We
Where
haven't seen
was all
Clara
you
for
been?
ages.
All right.
Ages.
Probably working to earn some money to pay
Ages.
for these super chats.
But is she right, though?
It's been weeks.
I mean, if
Again,
Madrid had offered £25 million now,
I think that's still
rather
a bit
than him walk away
reactionary,
for
though.
nothing.
Still a bit reactionary after one bad game last night to go sell him for 25.
No, but the way a lot of fans were slagging him off.
Crazy.
And if his heart's not in it and you're going to play Bradley, take the 25 and use that 25 on something else.
Me and Doyle spoke about it this morning. Doyle said no. And if you do play Conor Bradley, then is there any point in him being there for the rest of the season if his heart's not in it? But like I said, the good thing that I think Liverpool have now done is whack that contract offer on the table. The ball is now in Trent's court. We've done our bit. You wanted 300, there's your 300. If you don't want to sign, then you're going to have to face the wrath of whoever is going
Yeah,
to
but you don't
criticise you
deserve to
after
face
that.
that, Rashford. They should have done that deal last year.
But
the
what
year
I'm saying,
before.
it's been done now, so the ball is
Yeah.
in Trent's court.
Kenya says, look, guys, you guys, no one got a result this weekend, so the status quo remains the same. United turned up. AGT, you're my guy, but chill with the chess. Lots to play. And Terrence says, do you think the handball law needs to be revised? We'll talk about that coming up, about that Tottenham game. SG077 says, big up to DR Sports. Another two questions for today. One for Robbie. With Liverpool Man United result, does that mean that the title challenge is back on? Just about. Second for AGT, is the confidence still that Trent will play, or do we go for Conor Bradley?
I think Trent will still play more this season than Conor Bradley, but I think this is Conor Bradley's awakening now. This is almost as if to say, play well this season and you're our man next year. So, and he was brilliant when he came on yesterday, I have to say. He really put himself about and actually completely twisted up Bruno in the box right towards the end and could have scored.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I love it. I love Conor Bradley. He's brilliant.
Boss Royal says, Robbie, when will you wake up and smell the coffee? Reese says, AGT lost all his chest, looking like a bad boob job. And LFC Rants, I'm going to do a couple more before we get into the next game, says, Man United were better than us. The defence apart from Virgil was shit. Gravenberch and Jones had a poor... they were
Gravenberch was
poor.
quite good.
Slot was poor in making the
Agreed.
subs. Should have taken Trent off earlier. We need a left back this January. And our sports, the winner, loser, they have to play Paul next, says Malk. Our sports, I don't really understand that one.
Are Spurs the winner /
Spurs,
loser? They have
Spurs,
to play
yeah,
Paul
Are
next.
Spurs the what?
You catch them at a good time, I guess, kind of. Or
I don't
it
even
might
think
be
it's
the
a
other
good
way
time,
round.
to be honest.
It might be the other way round.
well-
it could be
Time.
that they're
Spurs
angry.
got too many injuries and
Yeah,
too many.
yeah.
Mate, we're on the
suspensions.
floor.
We're going to do a preview after this, so
And
watch the
Ricky
preview
Proctor
on
Can't
our
wait.
TV.
Don't matter, Rob. Liverpool can drop as many points as possible. Arteta is hell bent on losing us the league on his own.
Don't know about that.
Crap,
One year is
cowardly
injured as well.
football. Oliver says passion and running doesn't win you titles. AGT.
helps, though.
Hold that. Ronnie Dodd says we did really well against Liverpool. Arsenal next. And Lewis Palmer says, why are you even talking about the alleged fight in the dressing room? The only people who reported that was 2 Arsenal fans.
But you know
on
what?
Twitter.
I don't mind
But
players
it's
fighting.
been
As long as the
bubbling up.
outcome is they get back together, they're stronger than before. If it is a rumour or not, I don't mind that. It shows a bit of character. And, you know, how many teams that Fergie had were there players that didn't like each other on the pitch? They won loads of trophies. Sheringham and Cole hated each other. They didn't
Yeah.
speak, but they were partners up front. And
Did
won
you
a
And
know?
Hamza-
Sorry, just saying. Did you know that Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld didn't like each other?
Really?
What?
I can't
Mental.
imagine that.
Yeah, apparently not.
Wow, and they played so
How
close
mental is
together.
Club
that?
and country.
Mental.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Absolutely
They were
wild.
probably with each other for 10 solid years.
Yeah, mental.
That is mental,
Mental.
to be fair.
But it just goes
Didn't know
to
That is weird.
Hamza
I was
says,
like, what?
Michael and Roy Keane hated each other as
That
well.
doesn't surprise me.
and Hamza says, I don't know why Arsenal fans can't hold your players accountable. Saliba straight up headbutts, right? In the box, costing you a win. It's dumb. Should we move to that game, or you got to do?
Yeah, just to remind the people at home that Fair Play are offering new users who play the jackpot predictions game a free 1-week entry. The promo code is jackpot. When you sign up, type in jackpot. Let's see who won. Who are the 5 winners this week of that lovely cold hard cash? Whilst playing this brilliant game on the Fair Play app, have we got them on the screen now? Shout out to Lawrence, Jack, Manas, Ruth, and Thomas. Nice little pot that for
446.
Lowell.
Lawrence has got to be a United fan.
I reckon.
Probably
Gotta be.
one of the few people
I
that
reckon.
predicted United would have got a draw or something like that
And that's
to pull that off.
nice little Brucey bonus
Well
as
done to him.
the new year rolls in. This is what he
yeah.
picked. He went for he
Oh, he went 2-2.
went for the 2-2 draw.
There you go.
No,
I
he
knew
went
it.
for 4-0, sorry. He went for
I know.
4-0. He went for 4-0. But he did get 4 correct scores right. Villa,
2-2 then?
Bournemouth, Palace.
Got the draw with us,
That was the
Arsenal.
actual
sorry, that
scores
was the
on the
actual
left,
scores,
and then on the
ignore
right
me.
is what he went for. So, yeah, well over 200 points there. Big him up, £447.30. Which
Well done, mate.
makes you at home
Oh,
think,
you've taken the lead.
I need to get involved.
No, look.
You've got
No,
above
it's reset.
me.
It's reset, no?
No, every week it resets to that
Matisse,
week.
you need to
So
get a move
Robbie-
on.
Yeah, but I want cash.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
well,
going
you
on
got to
anymore.
get a few more points.
Well,
But
cash, man, cash.
yeah,
Oh,
so
as if you've gone
enter
above
now.
me.
We're opening the Jackpot Sevens, the new game week. Today you've got 9 days to enter and update your predictions because it is the FA Cup this weekend. So to get involved with us on there, download the app by clicking the link or scanning the QR code on the screen. You must be in the UK and over 18. Moving on, other fair play fixtures involved Brighton 1, Arsenal 1. Rob, you were at the game on the South Coast.
Just to say, that was very cold as well.
That must have
let me
been.
You
tell you
looked
must have been.
freezing in your
Bro,
fan
you
cams.
know what, right?
Did you have gloves on?
Yeah, you did,
But even
no?
Gloves, I had gloves
gloves
on,
don't
I
do
had
it
thermal
sometimes.
You and
socks
Cecil
on,
looked
I had
so
everything.
cold.
And let me tell you something, right? Coming home, it took me 4.5 hours to get home from Brighton, right? Because all the snow
Snow.
started falling, right? So you know when the snow starts, right? Nothing's been cleared. There's no sorting, no gritting. Honestly, it was an absolute nightmare coming home from that game. When I got home and I got into my house, I went, "Thank you, Lord."
Made it back.
Thank you. Right? Because honestly, it was dangerous. Cars were sliding all over the place.
Yeah, it wasn't it?
Like, some truck passed me. He's doing about 70 miles an hour. I
Idiot.
thought, this guy's nuts. Honestly, like, it was crazy. But, yeah, the game was it wasn't the greatest game.
Really good positive, though, goal from Wanyeri.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah.
Good
Even
finish.
Wanyeri, now
Keeper
he's
maybe
injured.
could have done better, but
Now he's injured.
injured now.
Wanyeri.
How long?
Muscular, well, it's a muscular. They haven't said, but it's a
That could be a few
muscular
weeks.
injury. Sounds like a hamstring. That's a few weeks out at least, right?
Now
And
you're
he's
paying.
the previous game against Brentford, excellent. He was the guy carrying the threat again, and he's out. And
At least you don't have a league game for a while. You could say.
well, we got
got the
Tottenham.
cut-
We
yeah,
got Tottenham coming up in just over
9
a week's
days.
Yeah, but I
time. We
think
got a
that-
League
After
Cup.
the FA Cup.
Yeah, but we got a
Yeah.
League Cup game on Tuesday. So tomorrow night, League Cup game against Newcastle
away? No,
at
it's
home.
isn't it?
Then
you
we
got-
got Man United.
Yeah.
Then we got Spurs. Then we got Villa. These are tough games, and you
my bad,
need
Spurs.
these guys there.
Oh, my bad, Spurs.
So, but listen, let me just first of all say, right, not completely making it, I'm not really making it an excuse for our performance, right? We didn't play, it was a game in which we're winning the game 1-0 up.
Yeah.
And we've seen this a lot with Mikel Arteta. I understand why that guy's having a go. He does this thing a lot where he's like, right, guys, just manage the game, all about control. And it was working. We're completely controlling the game. But there's always a danger with that some incident can happen or something can happen. And I just kept thinking, why are we not going a bit more for that second goal? Now, I know there's loads of games coming up. I know there was loads of players, because I spoke before the game. I saw there's like a police guy who's like, moves around with Arsenal. He's close to and he goes, Robbie, mate, you're lucky that even all these players are playing. They're like, sickness in the camp, flu's just ravaged it. So a lot of them players that are playing today, they're not even well. That's what he told me before the game. I was thinking, oh, bloody hell, right? But the game turned for me on a refereeing decision. Again, our friend Anthony Taylor. Anytime I see this guy, I know Chelsea fans love him, right? But anytime I see him and the one who, what's his name, who managed the game, who refereed the game yesterday. Anytime I see them two so-called Don referees, the best referees we've got, I'm worried, right? Like Mikel Arteta said, and I said it after the game, even before I saw his interview, I have never seen a penalty given for that in my life.
Doesn't mean it's not a penalty.
Right? And it weren't a penalty because he headed the ball.
Yeah.
He got the ball
first and then the ball.
He heads the ball first, then his head
Pedro
hits
heads
the
the
player.
ball first.
Right? Saliba heads the ball first.
Did you see it on Sky? As in the highlight? Because the original clip I saw was what I think you saw, and I said that there was contact. But the one that was on Match of the Day, it's a different angle.
He heads the ball first, then there's a collision of heads. Now, are you going to tell me, as I said, I've never seen it. I've seen a lot of these things with Arsenal. I remember when Martinelli got sent off that time with the 2 yellow cards. Remember that against Wolves?
Yeah.
I'd never seen that. Never seen it
But what's
since.
your point, though?
Rob said
My point is, right, is that was not a penalty.
I think
that was not again, this referee, as we've seen this season, coming up with something.
Show me the video you're looking at again.
Coming up with something.
Yeah,
that
it's a pen, Rob. It's a pen.
It's not a penalty.
Bro,
and have you
it's a pen.
Go and look back at it.
I'm watching it right now.
You go and look back at it. As I said, Saliba.
João Pedro gets there before him.
Saliba heads the ball first.
I think that's a pen.
Right, VAR, by the way, what you just said about...
Watching it back, because...
Hold on a second, just before you say it, right? What you're saying about watching it back, you're right? But VAR have that.
I agree with you.
VAR have that.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm totally agreeing with you, because on the first one, I think on that clip, I think there's contact, and obviously that's what they've given the penalty for. But the fact that has gone to VAR and it's been checked again and again, and then they've said stick with the on-field decision, that's the problem. Because then they've come out after and said, actually, we wouldn't have given it as a penalty. That's the problem. If that's gone to VAR, it's not like Anthony Taylor's made the decision, you haven't got VAR there. We've seen this angle, but we've also seen it multiple times, so we can see different angles of it. That's the benefit of having VAR, that they've seen the different angles.
You don't need to do a poll.
It does look like
VAR,
a pen.
It does look like a pen.
Have the technology. Otherwise, there's no point.
Okay, but Robbie, if a player touches the ball first and then Saliba comes in with his foot late, that's a pen, right? So why is it different?
Depends on it. It's not all the time. Because we see a lot of penalties, right? We see a lot of penalties overturned because when they look back on it, the players actually touched the ball first before he hit the ball.
But Saliba hasn't touched him.
No, it isn't.
Robbie,
no, Saliba's
not got the ball.
Saliba heads
from that angle.
From that angle, look at the other angle, which VAR had.
I agree. Look at the other
right,
angle.
which VAR had. Right, you will see.
I thought it was on that.
Right, you will see. No, listen. He
touches it there.
Yeah, he touches it there, but now you're looking. See, Saliba's headed the ball.
Yes, but he's head-butted the player.
There is another angle.
Understand the rules.
Get me the other angle.
That is the angle. So look, show.
On that angle,
I know you guys can't see.
But on that angle,
it's a pen.
On that angle, it is a pen. There's another angle.
So here it is.
Touch, head, bang.
No, hold on. Go back. I know you guys can't see this.
It doesn't look like it to me.
Pedro heads it. Hold on, stop it. Go back.
There is
I'll
another
stop
angle.
it when Pedro heads it.
Pedro heads it.
There.
Right, stop.
Then Saliba.
heads the ball now.
No, Saliba heads.
Oh, come on, Rob.
Saliba
Come
heads
on,
João
Robbie.
Pedro.
Everybody,
He
Gary
headbutts
Lineker,
João
all the
Pedro.
experts
I'm
on
sorry.
Match of the Day, everybody, right?
It's late.
And even the referee
You're saying
since
the top of his head touched it.
he's headed the ball first. It's a clash
No,
of heads.
Not
Robbie,
first.
he's headbutted him.
Look, on that angle,
He's
I
headbutted
agree, I think it's a pen. I did see the other angle and I thought
It's
fair
late.
enough.
It's late. It is
And the
late.
fact that maybe it's not a pen on the other angle. I feel like though, if
It's a
the
clash
fact
of
that
heads.
the fact that the PGMO or whoever it is has come out and said that they shouldn't have given it,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah. So
They
what's
had
the point in having the
opportunity-
technology?
They had the opportunity.
They've
to
admitted
overturn
it shouldn't
and
have been a
they didn't.
penalty.
I'm more than happy with the decision.
I'm also more than
Well,
happy
yeah,
with
of
the
course
decision.
you're happy with the decision.
I'm more than happy
But you
with
see
it.
happy
me,
with the
you know one
decision.
thing about me, even though I hate on teams, right? I'll hate on Chelsea, I'll hate on
But can
Spurs.
we say, though-
But I remember when I saw your game last week, and I said this.
the lap dived, yeah,
I
that was
came in
clear
here
and
last
obvious.
week and
That
I
was a
said,
dive.
sorry.
But I think
for
that was
me,
clear and obvious.
For me, that's a dive, right? And you've got the technology there to say that's a dive, right?
You've
And
done
they
it again
didn't.
this week as
And
well.
what's happening now, we're seeing this season, is basically any decision on the field, especially, right? And I heard Martin Keown say this, I agree with him, right? Especially when he's one of the so-called top referees.
I mean, he's just not, is he?
Maybe he's like the sort of the lesser guys in the VAR are thinking, do I really want to overturn Anthony Taylor? He's one of our main guys. Who am I to tell him?
But that's the problem. This is why we always come back to the same
put in the
conversation.
technology.
They have other angles, whether or not we think it was or wasn't. They've come out and said that it was the wrong decision and they should have probably overturned that on-field decision. They had the opportunity to do that and they didn't do that. So I get why Arsenal fans are like...
And it's a
well,
game of tight margins,
of
right?
course, but
And
then,
so,
but I get why
you can
would
turn
feel
around
that
and
way.
say, which is right, we should have killed the game. You can turn around and
didn't
say, we
score
didn't
enough
play
goals.
well.
No.
Right, we've not
Speak
scored.
about that.
But at the end, you can turn around and say that, AGT. But then also, if that's not given, you turn around and say, well, well done to Arsenal. They managed the game. You have had a lot of illness in the camp. It weren't great, but that's what champions do. They grind it out. So the narrative changes. So refereeing decisions, when you have VAR, remember, this is not just in isolation, are very important. VAR is not working.
Okay, we know that. Penalty or no penalty?
For me, it's a pen.
I'm going pen. No
Never
pen.
a penalty.
That angled pen.
Okay, we've asked the chat.
That angle, is it a pen?
54%.
Me
say
personally,
yes,
if
it was
I
a
was
pen.
reffing, if I was reffing, I'd definitely
I'm sorry,
give it a pen.
everybody use
Just me, just-
everybody. The
Good penalty,
PGMOL, the referees people have come out and said
54
it's
yes,
not a penalty.
44
Even they've come out and said it's not a penalty. So the biasness, if you want to,
It's not biased,
Not
just my
biased.
opinion.
You gotta
But
stick
why
with that.
don't you talk on
Right.
the lackluster attacking performance?
Yeah.
I said
Because
that.
we
even-
spent 10 minutes talking about the refs.
No,
Let's
no,
talk
hold on.
about why
We
they
actually
didn't
did
win
a
the
whole
game.
St. George's
No, but,
Park
actually-
back and forth here.
If you actually
Yeah,
listen
back
to
in the
me,
tape.
I actually spoke about that before we even started talking about
Well,
it.
Not
I
enough.
think,
No, you
I
didn't
think
speak
we
about
need
enough.
more.
So I spoke about it already.
Not enough.
We'd
Right?
like some
It
more
wasn't.
analysis.
You didn't
It
say enough.
wasn't,
Analysis.
it wasn't good enough.
This
You
isn't
know what I mean?
ref
We should have got the second goal. We should have went there because basically they hadn't done it. I was chatting to somebody from Brighton afterwards, and they said basically you guys should have got the second goal. And by the way,
Yeah.
right. Actually, I can't say who it was, but I could tell you someone very very high up at Brighton said to me afterwards, "Go, Robbie, I watched back. Never a penalty." That's him. Right, he goes, we'll take it all day long. And I don't blame him. I'd take it all day long.
I
You
think it's a
take
pen.
it, we'd all take it. But it's never a penalty in a million years.
Sounds like
And
Tony
again,
Bloom.
but listen, in the end, it's not, I thought that was it. Title finish, finito, kaput. Fortunately, because of the result, the Liverpool Man United game, there's still a little glimmer.
You're so
but
lucky.
Arsenal have got to start. We've got to go into the market in January. The attack is, I know Havertz was also missing, but without Saka there, and then now we've got no Wanyeri who's come in and
How
has
long's he
done
out
well.
for, do you know?
They were
Well, they
doubling
haven't
up
said,
on him.
but
They were doubling up on him.
they were doubling,
Which
trebling
speaks-
up on him.
That speaks volumes
Yeah.
about the left-hand side.
Robbie,
the
I'm just
lack
looking
of threat.
at the fixture list. Obviously, it's the semi-final first leg tomorrow at home. I mean, you probably would have wanted that game to be the second leg instead of the first.
Not necessarily. No,
Well,
I think with the current amount of injuries and that, I don't mind it being the first leg.
I don't fancy it at St James's Park.
Yeah, I would have liked the
fancy it.
home
I
leg,
want Newcastle
second
in
leg.
the final anyway, so.
Arsenal, Man United on Sunday, Arsenal, Tottenham, and then Arsenal, Villa. It's 5 home games in a row.
Yep.
I think this is your chance to really stamp your authority and go and win all of them games, and then we'll see what Arsenal are going to do this season.
It's a tough run, right? And like you
All
said,
at home,
even
Gotta
they are
win all
all
your
at home.
home
Even though
games.
you look at a game like Tottenham and you'll think to yourself, yeah, easy work, light work, the way they've been playing. We saw with your game, when it's a derby, teams turn up. Teams, you know what I mean, pride comes into it, all kind of different things. They're not going to come and lay down and die Tottenham. They're going to have a go, despite, you know...
Got no players.
Yeah, so, well, you know what I mean? So that is not a foregone... None of those games are a foregone conclusion. It's a very difficult... The game that I was really annoyed about, in a way, was the United one, because... And this was even before... you know, United have gone and turned up against you guys, because I was like, everybody else, like, when we look at Tottenham, they got Tamworth, so they can literally change up their whole team for that game. Against United, I think we'll make a lot of changes, but we're not going to be able to go mad with changes, because I think United will go strong. They're the holders of the FA Cup. You know, FA Cup, you can bring like 9,000 fans to the Emirates and stuff like that, so that's a tough game. Whereas a lot of the other teams around us have got like an easy... You guys have got Tranmere Rovers.
Stanley.
Accrington Stanley.
Who were they?
Tranmere, yeah.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's the one that's made that run even more difficult. But, you know, the door's still slightly ajar.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I'd
which is
agree.
annoying. We should have shut
agree.
the door.
Should've
One
shut the
job.
door.
One
Yeah,
job.
no,
Shut the door.
listen, we're
It's a
still
job.
6
Shut the
points
damn
clear
door.
with a game in hand, so I'll take that all day
Shut
long.
the damn-
Right, next
AGT,
up.
stop interrupting Robbie. Interrupting and let Robbie finish, says King.
Said no
you
one ever.
hypocrite.
Said no one
You
ever.
blatantly
Never said that.
bias against Arsenal. You'd be crying if that would have been against Liverpool. Stop
would.
being disingenerous and check the angles.
Are you
You
skipping
wally.
the order of the...
No, it is,
superchats?
honestly, that was the
We've
first
still
one I
got
just
loads
saw.
more
I
to
didn't
get
even realise it had switched
through.
the order. But
What were our predictions for the Arsenal game? Have we got them on the screen? Can we show them? Because this was a fair play
I think
fixture.
we thought it would be goals, isn't it?
I think
I
I
went
went
for an
2-1,
Arsenal.
didn't
I
I?
went 3-2.
3-1. I think I went
Pretty
3-1.
I went
Yeah,
3-1.
3-1.
4-2 Arsenal.
Was
Jeez,
it?
no one
My
got
head.
that one right.
There was, you know what? It was a poor game. You know,
It
when
wasn't
you're
a great watch,
You know when
I'll
you're
be
there,
honest.
you're cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
just
a
wanna go home.
poor game, man. It was like literally that incident. Really, was what kind of.
Gave
If
something.
that hadn't happened, nobody would
There
even
was a
really
bit
be
of
talking
needle
about
to the
this
game after that happened as well.
Yeah, there was. Well, obviously the Arsenal players very upset after that.
Yeah. Next up, Palace 1, Chelsea 1. Let's get our predictions for that one. Did anyone get this right? Yes, Robbie and Abby did.
I knew it, man.
They
I
did.
told you.
see
I
you.
told you, right? I go to Palace. They're not easy to beat at home.
2-1 ain't an easy score. that's me clutching for dear life, saying I pray that we win this game. We should have, but the thing is, we should have been 3-0 up at half time.
Yeah, you missed chances, man.
And I was watching the game, and at half time, I'm thinking, have we just blown this? Because the amount of opportunities we were creating, we were finding so many gaps. Our build-up play was brilliant. Levi Colwell, we had young Josh Atchempong making
played
his
well,
first
man.
start.
You were crying
You've been
out.
calling for him. He looked
I have
good,
been
that
calling
kid.
for him,
Yeah.
because
Best player,
our
wasn't he?
senior
He was
defenders have been
he was good.
awful. But he stepped in. He was good. I think we looked after him as well. I thought Caicedo was brilliant in the first half, getting in front of him, blocking pathways and whatnot. And we created so many chances. We were finding Palmer. Jackson should have got a goal. Palmer could have had a goal. He could have made better decisions in overloads. Sancho's assist was fantastic.
Yeah, it was lovely.
I love that.
It
dummy,
was-
that dummy.
Lovely spin.
That's something you see man do at school.
Yeah,
So
lovely
really
dummy,
good.
lovely
Playground.
spin.
Yeah.
And then he drags all three defenders towards him and just lays it off for Palmer and he scores. And that second half, should have been 2-3-0 up. And as soon as we didn't capitalise, we know we're going to concede. We always concede goals. It's very rare we keep a clean sheet. So we were just allowing Palace to come back into the game. And this is where we start to, fade. And we've been doing this in all our games. We start to fade in the second half. And the substitutions, the
Do you
manager...
think he got the substitutions wrong, or?
I get why he didn't make them so early because we were playing well. But my main problem is not even what... I mean, he can make as many attacking substitutions as he wants. Madueke's not been in great form. He
Yeah.
can come on for Neto. We'll see how that goes. You can bring on Felix. He doesn't seem to trust him. You're bringing on Gu for Jackson. I think that was the right one because I didn't want Nkuku on for Jackson again. But... Is Gu ready for that responsibility?
On the Nkuku thing, obviously last season there was a lot of talk about when he comes back from injury, etc.
yeah.
And obviously spoke about this kind of over the weekend at TalkSport as well, that obviously he's better in kind of that 10 role, whereas Maresca wanted him to be a striker.
Well, I think he had to play him up front
Or
because
a
we didn't
forward.
have anyone else.
Yeah, but it seems to me that obviously if Gu is like ahead of him, then like that's
damning.
That's a very damning indictment, considering last season this was a player that all of you as a fan base were really wanting to like rush back from injury and like pinned a lot of hopes on him. So I don't understand what the drop off has
Well,
been.
he was brilliant at Leipzig, and then the first season we didn't see him. So then you get to a point now where you're thinking, right, if we can get that quality that we saw that was on the brink of breaking into that France World Cup team, you're looking at something special. But since he's moved Palmer into the 10 and he's playing right wing last season, the question has been, where is Nkunku going to play?
Yeah.
Because the initial idea was he was going to play behind the striker. So he started to play up front because Jackson's the only striker. Jackson's been in poor form. Gu's only 19. He's not really ready, in my opinion, but he's going to have to play now. And Nkunku's been awful up front. Absolutely awful. He doesn't press. He doesn't really look like he's a fox in the box when the ball comes in. He's not really a presence to hold up the ball back to play. He has to play behind the striker. But at this point, I think he'll leave in the summer anyway. I don't think he's going to recover from this because we've signed Felix, we've signed all these other players. But like I was saying, we were just fading in the second half. Palace were just making more and more chances. Mateta.
I told you.
Mateta.
I said to you,
Mateta.
I said, right, I watched how you guys played against
Ipswich.
the Lap.
Yeah,
I was like, Mateta will be a handful as well.
But we dealt with them in the first half. This was so frustrating. First half we
Two
did,
halves,
but
man.
the second
Two
half,
halves.
shocking.
Two halves.
Shocking
Good
drop
finish,
off.
though.
Yeah, good finish. I mean,
Palmer.
yeah.
Was it his mistake that led to
Yeah, it
the
was
goal?
his mistake. He turned over the ball. He didn't scan, which is unlike him because he doesn't usually give the ball away in that position. I could lay into him, but I can't because at the end of the day, he's probably one of our few players with Caicedo that's actually ready for a title charge.
Yeah.
He's one of the few players that's actually ready to perform at a reasonable level. Even when he hasn't played well in recent games, he's still popped up with a goal. He still looks like the only guy that can actually shoot. The rest of the guys are not taking shots enough. Sancho needs to take more shots. Neto needs to take more shots. He could have maybe had a penalty as well. That was a
I think that was a pen.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I think it could have
Was
been
it
a pen.
Mitchell?
Oh,
Yeah.
the Mitchell
I
chance.
think that's a pen.
We were
Thought he got
robbed
the
so
ball.
badly
I think
against
that's a
Ipswich
pen.
with the Delap one. I wasn't even asked with the Neto one. I was like, the standard of refereeing, we know what it is.
'Cause in
Don't
the
leave the game
commentary
to
that I was
referees. Win
watching,
the game.
They said, you can clearly see Mitchell gets the ball, but I'm not sure he did.
No, I don't think he
at
did
all.
personally.
So
But
Chelsea,
you got to be better.
A couple pens in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
There.
you got to be better. So.
Next.
Are you a bit disappointed, right, that, all right, I know you've been coming, you say you ain't been in a title race and that, but
Of course
the
I'm
points
disappointed.
you've dropped,
Yes.
man, Palace,
Poor.
Ipswich,
Shocking
Fulham at home. I mean,
It's a poor run.
it capitulated over the
Everton.
Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everton.
people will be like, you're a chill guy. Why are you stressed? You're not in title race. We lose another game, we might be out of top 4. And I'm not gonna.
You lot have talked this into yourself, you know.
No, we haven't.
Instead of
Newcastle
being a
one
bit
point
more
behind
bullish,
now.
they kept saying we're not in it. We're not in it.
Bullish.
But
We're not in
the
it.
thing
Bullish.
is,
So
there
what's
was
gonna do
a
for me?
tiny
when
little
Robbie-
percentage of all of you that
Robbie,
did feel
Hey,
like
no,
that.
but-
Robbie.
no, hold on.
Hold
So
on,
when
Robbie,
Ipswich-
hold on, Robbie.
when
Hold on,
Ipswich
Robbie.
said- No, let me finish my point. So, like, for instance, when Ipswich came to play you, they were like, they said they're not in the title race. They must stimulate
I'm gonna
us.
show them, yeah.
Still trying to predict wins though.
You just have, when you was like posting like the back end of last year, whatever, posting pictures of you on the sofa, your popcorn, and I'm just a chill guy. That's just dropped off.
I was
And
a chill
wanna-
guy 'cause we was winning.
But I just want to know why. Like, bring that back.
I
Do
can't
that.
chill when we're losing,
You know,
Abby. I
do
can't chill. It doesn't matter where you are on the table. If you're losing games, there's no such thing as a chill fan. At the end of the day,
I'm chill.
Yeah, you're chilling because, well, I don't know. You better worry. Might be relegation battle.
I will
soon.
get there.
You know what
I'm
I mean?
chill though.
You won't be chilling then.
I'm chill.
But at the end of the day, top 4 was the objective, bare minimum requirement, and we are slipping away from making that comfortable. We're now going to be in a fight, and I can't relax in a fight.
Still,
So
you'll be all right still.
You,
You'll be all right
you
still.
say so, but listen, I'm not underestimating Newcastle. They got a good team. They're not in Europe. They're still a problem. We need to improve badly. City has started winning as well.
Yeah, they're creeping back up. We'll get on to them. Super chat time. Ibrahim says the best version of United can't beat the worst Liverpool. That says a lot whilst they're 13th place. Big up, lads. Met Robbie at Villa, top lad. Shout out to you, Ibrahim. Kaiser again. I want to show how great Ingrid is. She is a friend who stands by others, I know, in their darkest moments, and her unwavering support for Julia Simon during her challenging time was a testament to her character.
I think we should actually look into this.
Do you know what? I think
I actually refuse.
Yeah, I refuse.
We do this one.
I
Clara
want to-
Bitsy says, Robbie, after Arteta stressing multiple times in his interviews that Arsenal will likely add to the squad in the summer rather than January, would you still be doing Transfer Daily this month? I have been doing Transfer Daily, and I have been told that we will be signing this month.
Kim Kallstrom on loan.
Yeah, who I don't know. Right? We have to sign this month. I mean, you know, maybe that was his intentions originally, but with all the injuries to key players, you can't have Saka out and not replace.
John Mudryk.
He's going to
Sample
be on
B.
a ban, won't he?
Sample
The B sample's got to come back.
Would be
Oliver says, Matisse, your thoughts on Caicedo possibly?
No, Cassidy.
Oh, Cassidy.
Yeah.
Caicedo. Possibly leaving. Cassidy. He's a good prospect.
Yeah, but
He's been a good
he's one of
prospect
those
for a while,
prospects
though.
that we never clearly had a development plan for because we sent him on loan to Leicester under Maresca. We then brought him back early when we had no intention of really playing him. And then this season he stayed.
What's the name, by the way?
Who? Andre Santos.
Gilchrist.
No.
Okachuku?
Who from Leicester. You bought from Leicester.
Dewsbury Hall.
He's out. I think he's injured or he's ill or whatever. Again, that was a stupid signing. So, but yeah,
He'd
Cassidy.
probably go back
Should
to
never have
Leicester.
gone there.
I don't think Cassidy's a 6, and we've been playing him as like a 6 because that's all we have. So in the Conference League,
United Talk says, how is no one speaking about Bruno? Unbelievable. He did have a great
really
game.
good
He
yesterday.
said himself after the game he's got to do it more often though.
Yeah.
Macca says United made Liverpool look bad. Amarin tactics class. Dan Boyle says, stop talking shit, Robbie. You are dragging on this
Jeez.
talk about Arsenal, how they bottled it. Dropping points again. This is supposed to be your year with the best defence. What's your as Ty would say, what's your team? What's your team?
got a good point there.
Keyboard is Bliss says Saliba's headbutt is a perfect definition of a foul.
Agreed.
Go and watch it again, mate. Arrived late and injured a player, by the way. The way this guy was rolling around. Instead, it's a foul anywhere on the field. No, it's not. Even if it's the foot. Deluded Robbie. DR embarrassing Arsenal fans. It was never. PGMOL, bro. Have come out and said it wasn't a penalty. So
I've seen it.
Lawrence Emmanuel says, well, you would say that, innit? You know what I mean? You would say that.
Yeah, but I've just said that they were robbed as well. So
you would say no. You're
just
trying to
being
do that
honest.
now to try and put a little balance on it. But
yeah, but you
all
were
right.
robbed 2 weeks.
Lawrence
in a row.
Emmanuel says,
am I allowed to say that?
I was the only one who said actually, apart from him, that
And I've said it this week, so I'm
they
just
got
doing
robbed.
what you did
No,
last
you're trying to look sympathy because you come in here, you're deflated because you thought you're coming in here on the back of the 5-6-0 and it ain't happened, mate. Lawrence Emmanuel says, Robbie, I met you out here
buddy.
in LA.
Hold
Keep jinxing
that.
it. Keep jinxing
Hold
it.
that.
I met you out here in LA on numerous occasions when Arsenal played in the pre-season. But how can you say that was not a penalty at Brighton? It's nonsense. Would you have said that the same if Brighton, a defender, had done that to Jesus? I would have said exactly the same thing. Ramsey says, Robbie, you think Arsenal have a chance of winning the title?
No.
You skipped ahead.
What did I miss?
I think you missed a few. Going
Yeah,
back
we'll
up.
go back to them, man. Arteta is up. No, I'm not going to say that. He plays Haram ball, coming from an Arsenal fan, and shops at Tesco's looking for cheap deals instead of the bad boy attacker to
with
supercharge
Tesco?
our title hopes.
Feel
Grand
personally victimised.
Dude says, someone asked Abby, how are Spurs getting on in the title race? DSY LFC says, how is that silly? Trent's second goal against Fulham. Dallo had him on skates. Robbo, Fulham, Southampton, Madrid gave West Ham a big chance.
Okay.
Okay.
Oliver says, as a Norwegian, I've never been so offended.
I think she's referring to, or I think Oliver is referring to our lack of passion for the Ingrid situation.
I'm passionate about it. I think we should look into
We need
it.
to
What's
look
her full
into it.
name?
Ingrid.
SD Dowie
Full name?
says, if Trent is going to
Norway.
play like that after one offer from Madrid, he can go in January. And AGT, please stop talking. You bring bad luck to us every
It's
time.
literally my job, unfortunately.
DSY LFC
So,
says, I
good
don't
try.
even care about Trent's contract. It's his career and his decision. But as soon as he can talk to clubs, he drops that. His head is gone.
It's not the best timing, was it?
No.
Clara Bitsy says, sorry, Abby, I was away on holiday.
Ooh.
Everybody deserves at least one vacation, as everyone is not as privileged as you are to go on vacation every 4 weeks.
Work harder then.
Everyone's got the same 24 hours.
Got the same 24 hours in a day.
May settings.
To be fair, I haven't been away since I went and saved the dog.
Yeah,
that was
a
literally
while
in
back.
October.
Adam Stott,
Yeah, it's Jan. I was meant to be going away
next
this month.
year.
I'm not now.
Adam Stott
was last
says, if you lose to Forest, will AGT say that he had jinxed it and apologise?
I'm never jinxing. No, listen, all these people that saying I'm jinxing stuff, stop jumping on the
serious individuals.
bandwagon. They're not serious
If you don't
individuals.
win the
Wake
league.
up, smell the coffee, you absolute bedwetters.
Or if you don't win the league, you would have jinxed it. If you didn't win the
No,
league.
because we wouldn't have won the league because we didn't deserve to win it. Nothing to do with what I
Yeah,
said
you're-
on the DR
you're-
Sports Street.
you're-
Facts. Tell him
Facts.
again. Tell him again.
No, because people have
Matisse.
said it about you. People said it about you when you did the
Oh,
believe
your
thing.
fault.
So hang on. So you lost the league because you did that outside.
That's what
the
they said, yeah. That's what's
No,
going to
but
happen
do
to you.
believe them?
They did.
Do you
Of
think
course
they're
I don't
right?
believe him, but that's what
Right.
happens.
Thank
I
you.
think that's what happened. It's all on you.
It's all on me.
Arteta's
You
gone,
had
hang
it
on.
I was on the
all
pitch.
in
Hang
your
on.
hands.
Robbie's just done that.
Yeah.
Throw it, boys.
Throw it, lads.
We're not going to win the
G
league.
says,
it.
I blame
Wake
Timber
up, man.
for that game. He got 2 needless yellow cards. which resulted in a suspension, which meant we had to play Partey at right back. That threw our whole game balance out the window. SK says, this is probably childish, but I love seeing big clubs sweat and the final boss come in for their players, taste of their own medicine. Josh says, if AGT thinks that's a pen, then Konate on Martinelli earlier this year was a pen because he wiped him full out. That's very true, mate. Costa says, big up, all of you. Arsenal did not deserve to win the game. Probably true. Our performance in the second half was dreadful, but that was not a penalty. And that's, you guys talking facts. I'd love to hear from the panel's thoughts on this and explain why they think it's not that. We did run it back. Brian says, had Saliba gone down, people would have said it's a head clash. They both went for the ball and their heads just clashed exactly. Moses Francis says, Abby, you look beautiful when you agree.
I assume that was when I agreed about Arsenal.
When you agreed about Arsenal.
Yeah, a while back.
Then you get ugly again when you start to slag us off.
Again, he says. Again.
Black Wolf.
Now he's in his skinny, you're in your skinny era, aren't you? Yeah.
It's me who added that in. Black Wolf says, Robbie, although you have delusional takes,
true.
Your predictions, delusional takes, is he saying? Your predictions
Sounds about right.
will be on point. Should have put money on an Arsenal draw. You call that with Mark.
Did you?
No, he called it. I didn't call that. London Nomad says, isn't it a bit weird that Arsenal are at the end of all of these new refereeing decisions? That's what I think. Head collision, Martinelli, the Rice red card. Remember, as I said to you guys a couple of weeks, they've now abandoned that.
Were you at the end of the one at Spurs the other day with the handball, the rule change?
Tell me the last time you saw someone get booked for delaying a restart.
Tell me the last time a team has
Seen
got
that
9
recently?
yellow cards for wasting time in a season. What's your response to that, Robert?
Sorry?
You've got 9 yellow cards for time wasting this season.
Maybe
How
stop
do you
wasting
respond
time.
to that?
A lot of those, we do waste time. No, but you see, no, you just
Stop
asked.
wasting time.
Wait, 1 second.
Straight away, it's deflected.
One second. How have I deflected? You just asked me, how do you respond to that? And I said, we do waste time.
Let's hear
So
it.
what?
There was a
stop
but
wasting
coming,
time.
so
I didn't say but. We do waste time.
Why?
So then stop wasting time.
I don't know
top
why.
teams, winning teams, the league winners
Listen,
don't
it's
do
an
that.
obvious tactic by Arsenal. We could be 4-0 up.
Why'd you do that though? That's what relegation teams
It's
do.
what Tony Pulis and Stoke used to do.
It's some sort of, I don't know
And that's
what it
what
is,
you
right?
are.
We're Stoke.
You are Stoke
Anti-football.
of
Well, you should
the
beat
modern
us pretty
day.
easy next week, then, isn't it?
Stoke are tough.
Never used to. Well, you used to beat Stoke away, yeah.
Right.
Got no players, mate.
Couple more super chats because there's so many, but I know we've got to get back into it. Saraba says, you ain't chilling, Abby. You're jaded. Big difference. Kybra says, City
chill
ahead of
down.
Arsenal by the end of February. Did the panel think? SW6 Blues says, what is it? What is that guy's problem with Nkunku? He's on about you, Matisse.
What was that guy's
The guy
problem?
hadn't played for 2 seasons. He's trying to get people to hate him.
What's your problem?
Yeah, what's your problem, man?
What's your
Switching on
problem?
your own players. And G says, hi, Alex, from the lads at
What an
Grill.
emotional
Yeah,
little
Grail.
boy.
They are
Grail.
a trainer cleaning company in Liverpool. I love the lads there.
Oh.
Big them up.
Can you send them
Yeah.
there?
They can sort you out. I'm
Okay.
Sure. Do a story.
Got some business for you.
Hey,
SK
here we
says,
go.
what's Grill? What's
They're
Grill?
a trainer
Trainer
cleaning company. They
company.
restore all your trainers. So you
Oh.
take
Oh,
them,
okay.
2 battered trainers. They
Yeah.
come out looking fresh.
Could do
So
with
All right, I'll
Good.
check them as well.
Wash.
Yeah.
Always,
big 'em
always,
up.
yeah, always need train.
Grail.
Grail.
All right, we'll check
Grail.
Grail out.
Cool,
Speaking
cool.
of Grail, right? And SK says Arsenal did not drop points. I think Brighton actually dropped points based on the second half. Now let's move on to
We should, Rob, because we'll go with Spurs. Actually, they weren't the fair play, so we'll do the fair play
All right, do the
fixtures
fair
and then move on. So Bournemouth 1, Everton 0. 0 shots on target for 2 weeks in a row for Everton. And as you can see here, me and Matisse both predicted that they wouldn't score correctly. But they lost the game, Rob. And actually, they're slipping a little bit, right? 2 losses in a row now. Obviously, Wolves are starting to
above
pick
the
up a little
relegation.
bit. 2 wins and a draw in a row.
they're lucky Ipswich.
They are, Rob, because
You know, those
if
penalties they gave
Ipswich won that game, then they might be in the relegation zone themselves. I heard, or I saw an Everton fan online yesterday saying the only person that he thinks they can use to get them out of this mess is David Moyes.
No, don't sack the manager. Don't sack the manager. Just
I would agree.
There's 3 worse teams, worse than Everton. The whole point of this season is to make sure they do not go into that new stadium in the Championship.
What a shame that would be, eh?
Don't sack Sean Dyche. I feel that team, their limit is like 15th for me.
Yeah.
I think that is such a poor team.
Even 16th.
Yeah,
They're not
realistically.
getting any help from their strikers.
No, like
Calvert-Lewin,
Calvert-Lewin ain't been at it for years,
Sacking
right?
him is not going to make you
It's not going to
turn Calvert-Lewin into Inzaghi.
No. What you need, look at the games they had before that, grinding out a result of some kind, a draw, whatever, against Arsenal, against City, against Chelsea. Listen, like that's what you need when you are in that relegation battle. Spurs might need that as well.
They've actually been doing well.
So you've got to look at it in context. They've had a
3
tough
wins all
First defeat
season.
in 5.
but that's a tough run that they've
It's a
just
very
come off the
tough
back
run.
of. Also, playing Bournemouth ain't no
defeats
joke
in a row.
as
Bournemouth for
well.
a proper,
Bournemouth for a
yeah.
proper team,
for a
proper
good
good
side.
team as well. Yes, you want them to have shots on target, but let's be real. This is not the Everton that we all grew up knowing Everton were. This is not
There's
like
no quality
What was that
there.
team?
as in like a top 8 side, like competitive.
It's McNeil or bust.
Yeah, literally, like that team is
And
not
he's
good.
out.
Yeah.
All they have to focus on, just make sure you go into that stadium in the Premier League, and then they can start
With
to try.
Sean Dyche
And
as the
I think
manager?
doesn't matter what happens for next season. If they want to
Okay.
change it. Don't do it now.
Depends on the window they
Don't
have.
do it now.
If you're going to be taking Dyche out of that team. For
Yeah.
me.
Another defeat
Crazy.
for the Toffees. Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1.
Such a
Can we
bad
get
team.
the predictions up for this one? I said 3-0. No one actually got it spot on, but we all got it right in terms of the Villa win.
2-1,
Scruffy, I'll be honest with you, scruffy win for Villa. Leon Bailey gets his first goal in, I think, 19 games. Mavididi scored a good goal. Ross Barkley scored a good goal as well.
Ian Matson.
And yeah, it was the Matson
You
assist.
should never have sold that guy. He's a good
I'm more
player,
of
man.
Lewis Hall regrets, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I like
2
Mason.
good left backs.
Good player.
But yeah, good win that for Villa. Scruffy, but 3 points on the
Get the
board.
points.
That's what it's all about.
And Van Nistelrooy got a big job on his hands
He's
to
getting
keep
relegated.
them up in the
They're getting
Premier League.
relegated. They're not good enough.
Next up, Man City 5, West Ham 1. We heard after Pep is looking for more from Grealish. He was quite scathing actually in his words over him choosing Savino at the minute. Are
Savino
Man
was
City
excellent.
back?
Yeah,
Because
goal
that's
into assist,
5-1 win. If I look at the table as it stands right now, obviously we know they fell away a little bit, but the 34 points, they're a point behind Newcastle. 6 defeats, 10 wins, 4 draws. And that's 2 wins on the spin.
I think
I
it's
mean,
too early to say they're back.
yeah.
Because West
Too
Ham are
early
so
because West
poor.
Ham are.
Still 12 points.
Lopetegui
behind
needs to be
Liverpool.
sacked. That's who
I
needs to be
can't. I
sacked.
can't believe he's still there.
That's who needs to be sacked.
Yeah, I can't understand.
Can't
that.
understand
They're
that.
shipping goals.
And then the problem they got now is no Bowen. Bowen's out.
Yeah.
Right, and he's going to be out for a little while, right? And that's
They've
major.
got so many attackers. Kudus, Somerville.
Yeah, but the striker wise,
Yeah. Up
Walker's
front.
been alright.
And they're missing Antonio as well, aren't
Fulkrug's not
they?
really hit the ground running, has he?
He did score a decent goal, though. He did score a decent goal. Apparently, David Moyes was in the stands.
Consolation.
For that game.
Great
as well.
cross from
Imagine Nicky
for
Hawkins
Haaland.
if they sack him.
He would
Take
explode.
Funny
his
enough, did you
Moyes
see
back.
Moyes the other day? He said he will come back into management, but he doesn't want to be fighting relegation. So
but no one really looks at him as that
Yeah,
manager.
but that's
that
exactly
gets-
what he'd be coming into.
I know, but he doesn't want to come
that's
back
out
and
of
do
order,
that.
No,
'cause
he
won
gets
the
the-
European trophy.
Yeah,
He
but he starts off down there and then he
And then
gets you
moves
up,
up.
and
Yeah,
then he
yeah,
over
yeah.
like he
But to
really
go in at
goes
a
up.
number 9, 8, 7th team.
No, they won't.
Do you know what? He
2025.
They
would
won't,
have
'cause of the football.
been like a couple. Obviously, they've been in the relegation zone, but someone like a Wolves
Yeah, I
would
can
have
see
probably
that.
been a decent
about you lot?
fit. What about you lot? He
about
plays
you
your
lot?
style of football, doesn't he?
Well, you know what? Our style of
Like
football's got us
time
in.
wasting as well, that.
We're in
Where's
second.
it got you?
We're in
Second?
second place.
Second, get the
Wouldn't you rather
get
be
the
there?
certificate out.
Would you
Let's
rather
get the
be there?
certificate
I don't
out.
know
At
about.
the top,
Let's
it's just
get
us.
the
A
certificate
Bournemouth,
out.
Brighton,
No, but I think I'd
Newcastle,
rather
they're not
be
gonna- they're not gonna
second.
hire him.
I'd rather be second playing David Moyes football than 14th or 15th or
just
wherever
the way
it is.
we are,
Where
mate.
are you?
I think they're 13th.
Let's talk about
12.
your game, innit?
12.
It's 12.
Well,
Let's talk about your
we've
game.
got
It's
one
another
more
loss,
to go
another
through,
L.
Rob,
10.
unfortunately.
No players, Rob. There were 7 players that trained on Friday.
Austin was good, though.
Brandon
Hang on,
Austin
we've still
was
got to
good.
get through these
Go on.
fair play games.
I'll
Can we
just
get the
wait.
City?
They're not
West
even putting
Ham
you on
up?
fair play anymore.
It's not fair.
The closest was actually
Not fair.
Matisse, I would say. 3-1, it ended up 5-1. Decent finish from Fulkrug in the end. And they actually should have been 2-0 up. Did you watch the highlights?
Yeah. The first,
West Ham should have been
the,
2-0
the
up.
first 20 minutes or so, they were all over on
That's what I'm
West
saying,
Ham,
they can't be
getting in
back
behind
there,
every
City.
time. They had nothing in the final
not.
third, and then they just completely fell off.
But
we've got to wait
Savino
on
had a
Man
good
City
game.
can still be got at, though, behind the lines.
Yeah,
they were
of
poor
course.
in the first
Yeah.
half, I thought. Fulham 2, Ipswich 2. Really good game, this one,
Yeah,
on
lots of
Sunday,
penalties.
2 o'clock. Lots of pens. Liam
Dive
Delap,
again from Delap. Another dive.
bit Harry Kane-ish.
Well, I think the referees just need to watch him because as great as he is, handful, he's a problem. He's a bully, but he is diving. That's 2 consecutive games now I'm seeing him dive like that.
Do you know
So
who I like the look of? This Sammy Smodics.
Yeah.
Scored again yesterday. I like the look of it.
Big up Raul Jimenez, man.
Highest Mexican goal scorer.
Yeah,
in the
and plus to
Premier League.
me, he's still a very good player, man.
He really is.
He's like, remember he dropped off because of the head injury, but he's still, 2 penalties, but he took them both brilliantly.
Yeah.
But he's a good player. I remember when they played against us the other day, scored a great goal. He's a good player.
I've always.
When you compare him to a lot of the other strikers, compare him to a lot of the other strikers in the Premier League, he's right up there.
8 goals in the season now, and actually, when he did have that head injury, he was probably one of the top 5 strikers in the league.
He's a good player, man.
I think the story of how he's come back, I'm looking at the picture, he still wears the head protection. The mental adversity that he's had to overcome, I have to take my hat off to him.
Picked up that injury against us.
Best Mexican that's ever played in the Premier League as well, for sure.
Above Chicharito.
I was just thinking.
Scored more than Chikorito.
Scored more.
Chicharito.
In a better team as well.
Chicharito as well.
Chicharito's
But there were the predictions. No one got them right whatsoever. But now we can finally talk about Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. This was the early kickoff on the Saturday. Newcastle went ahead early. You responded early.
No, I think we went.
Well, you
we
went
went
ahead.
1-0
You
up.
went
We went 1-0 up for a minute.
Solanke,
For a
good
minute.
finish.
Yeah, good finish. Look, to be honest with you, it was looking really peak. It really was. Obviously. It still is, Rob. It still is. But when that kind of news broke that again there'd only been I think 7 players that had trained on Thursday, there was 11 that trained on the Friday.
7 in training.
Again, had also been not only ravaged by injuries but also this illness and whatever. And Archie Gray was still really ill. Come through. Dragusin managed to do half the game. And so much respect, by the way, to Archie Gray and Lucas Bergwall, because these are players that are in their first season in the Prem, and they wouldn't be playing week in, week out if everyone was fit. But Archie Gray, I have so much respect for him, and there is such a good player in there at 18 years old, so versatile, hasn't even played in his actual position once for us this season. And also asking Lucas Bergwall as well to come in and kind of do that deep role as well. With really no protection around him whatsoever. I really want to just give them credit. And look, everyone does have injuries. Everyone gets it. It just seems like everything at the moment, every player, everything is just going wrong. I actually didn't think we were bad at all.
Big Andrew was angry after the game.
Yeah, and I get why he was angry. Obviously, the incident that led to the goal. Sarr plays the ball too heavy, kind of for Bergwall to control. Ends up going to Joe Linton, hits his arm, and then the goal kind of comes from that.
That goal should be disallowed.
I understand why everyone is angry, because it is a handball. And also Spurs fans will remember a very similar incident at Sheffield during COVID, where Lucas Moura was fouled, touched his arm, went on to be a Harry Kane goal, but there was a foul, and it was disallowed. Yeah. And I think we went on to lose or draw that game. Look, I get it, but actually, when you have a look at the rules of the game, they've changed. They have changed. So you can't argue with something that's actually a physical rule that has changed. Do I feel hard done by?
We see week in, week out, the handballs are still
I know.
It's the very same one.
I know, but the argument is that I do think it's harsh, but how can I argue against it if they've actually changed the rule? And they gave examples of the Callum Wilson one last season that would now that would no longer stand. Rules, obviously, it's difficult to keep up with. It's difficult to keep up with, especially as a fan. What is a pen? What isn't a pen? What is a handball? What isn't a handball? Of course, as a Spurs fan, I'd love it to have been ruled out. And on first look, you're thinking it's handball. It's changed the direction of the ball. That was my one thing. Of course it helps. Of course,
goes into a place where he can
then play on. That's my one thing with it. That it's given advantage to Newcastle. When if that hadn't have happened, it's not on purpose.
But it has helped him.
Yeah. So there's me that sits there and says, okay, well, I feel a bit hard done by it, but at the same time, that's the rules. I'm not going to sit here and cry over it. To be fair, there's been worse decisions that have also gone against Spurs. So I'm not going to have a go at that one in particular. I think they did give a good account of themselves, Spurs. I have seen Spurs players not play for a manager, and they're not showing that to me. I think they do want this to change. I've not seen them look like they're downing tools.
Just poor though.
Just poor. He hasn't been particularly good as well. Well, his agent, who was bigging him up, saying he could have gone to Madrid. Mate, he's gone all quiet now. He don't speak at all. Very loud. He's got very quiet.
So in the back line.
I think you have to. I think you really have to have a look at the context of things. I understand there is this narrative about Ange and why why am I still backing Ange, whatever. I back Ange because I've seen it with 14 other managers. He's also got a serious injury crisis going on with a real lack of squad depth. You're asking Brandon Austin, your third choice goalkeeper, to step up, who has not played a competitive game since Chicago Fire a couple of years ago, right? Wow. So he's never played for Spurs. He actually gave a really good account of himself, and I'm really happy for him, as much as I've taken the piss.
But Emi Martinez doing it, stepping up. They hadn't played for nearly 10 years. They hadn't played for 10 years. Won us the FA Cup final.
Look, yeah, like fine.
Man, you got to step up, innit?
Thanks for your story.
Step
but
up.
like, it's a big
step up.
Can't help it. But it's a big step up, and credit to him for doing that and having a really good performance, right? It's just tough. Spurs are in a real tough situation right now, and I just feel like sacking Ange it's just not going to help. It wouldn't be the right way to do. I said to you last week, if at the end of Jan, we've lost all these games, we're out the cups, whatever. If we lose to Tamworth, I'll sit here next week and I'll say maybe we need to review that. But I still believe that it can go in the right direction. I still think it can be. This season's going to be difficult. And when you've got that many injuries, it's going to be really tough, especially when they're seriously long-term injuries and we don't have the depth. We've managed to have 5 centre-back injuries and we've only got 4 players in that role. So it's just everything at the minute is going wrong. They obviously signed a goalkeeper the other day.
Yeah.
From Slavia Prague. Again, he hasn't played much. 21 years old. That's another one for the future. They have to help him in January. They have to help him because the squad, we are past bare bones now. It's bad. The bench was 6 kids, essentially.
Dewsbury Hall's available.
Dewsbury Hall would have been one I looked at in the summer and thought that would be a real beneficial signing for me.
Agree.
And I didn't understand why he chose to go to Chelsea. I couldn't understand, apart from the money, obviously.
We don't
couldn't
pay him
understand
that
it.
much.
Couldn't understand
We
it.
don't pay him that much.
Because I thought to myself,
Chances of
he's
winning
good enough. He's good enough to play week in, week out for quite a few teams, especially of a Spurs level type of side. So I didn't understand why he would pick to do that when you've got again, maybe if you're good enough, you'll get minutes. But I just felt like he's
never getting minutes.
He's never going to get minutes. Would I take? Absolutely, I'd take him. I'd take him. They have to help Ange. They have to help him in this window.
10 defeats though, Abby.
It is, and look, when I look at the table, it is not pretty, and maybe people think I'm absolutely mad. I have no issue. Please just be a cup team. Be a cup team this year.
Oh, that doesn't sound like.
But that's not what
It's starting on Wednesday.
No, but it does sound like me. I've said all season
No, I
long.
mean your club.
It doesn't sound like our club, but for me, we're not going to get relegated because there's 3 worse teams than Spurs. I genuinely believe that. And also when there are players that will come back over the course of this month, next month, it also doesn't help when these dates keep being pushed back as well, And there's this other thing, sorry, before we move on, this narrative that everyone's blaming Ange for Mickey van der Ven and Romero starting against Chelsea. Do you know how many people will sign off that they are fit enough to be able to play before it gets to Ange? Come on, guys, just have some common sense. Ange hasn't walked into the medical room and said, "How's your hamstring? Is it half better? Come on, you're playing against Chelsea." If they're available and they've been signed off by the medical team, then of course you're going to play them. That's just crazy to think that he wouldn't play them. This is not on Ange. Look at the medical team. Look at the amount of injuries. In terms of him getting, for example, Mickey van der Ven continuously getting the hamstring injuries, I can understand that. I can understand that part.
Remember,
Romero picked up a totally different injury on that game.
Remember the manager at Leeds, Bielsa?
Yeah.
Where he used to run the players literally into the ground because of his style of play. Then halfway through the season, loads of his players
I agree with you on that. I agree with you. I do agree with you on that.
Klopp was the same.
I do agree with you on that. However, what I would say is if Mickey van der Ven and Romero have been signed off by the medical team to be able to start a game, you can't blame Ange for starting them.
Fair enough. The last game was Southampton 0, Brentford 5. Wow.
Relegate them.
Performance from Brentford.
6 points, man.
We're 13 goals for the season.
Southampton are so bad.
And now Wissa is Brentford's top Premier League goal scorer of all time, more than Ivan Toney. Did you know that?
Of all time.
What was that? And Wemo?
His goals to
Wissa.
minutes ratio has always been really good.
Really, really impressive. 5-0. I mean, listen.
Relegate them.
Southampton.
Get them
one
gone.
of the worst Premier League campaigns we've ever seen.
Do you think they'll beat Derby's record?
Derby
No,
was
it's
how many
too-
points?
I think they got
9, wasn't it?
yeah. I think they'll get
Was it
past
9?
that.
Was
Just
it 11?
about.
I think it was
Will
11.
they?
Well,
I mean, if you
might be
lose,
11.
remember Brentford have been
think it was
poor
11.
on the road. They've been brilliant at home, Brentford, but on
they're
the
on
road,
6 now.
right?
One
To
win all
lose
season.
5-0
Yeah.
to a team that
They
because
need one more win.
you'd be looking at it and you're trying to
to equal
identify
Derby.
wins, isn't it? And so you're thinking, Brentford,
11 points.
they're poor on the road. This is one game, and you go and lose 5-0.
And that Taylor Bellis, what's his name?
Harwood.
Yes.
Howard Bellis,
yeah.
the mistakes that he made for at least 2 of the goals. And he's actually been one of their best players, and Dibbling, obviously. But yeah, really, really, really bad for Southampton. And I assume they're just now preparing for life.
Good new manager bounce.
In the Championship. Wolves Forest tonight, Midlands derby. Forest can go on the same points as Arsenal with a win tonight. Quick score predictions around the table.
You support everybody, don't you?
Forest
now.
Would it not be nice? Would it not be nice to see maybe Forest challenge Liverpool for the title?
Forest won the league.
This is an iconic club,
City.
sleeping giant.
You support Liverpool. You support Liverpool on Wednesday,
I just feel like my friends went to uni in Nottingham. I'm just giving
There's only
support.
one team in that
Liverpool
top
on
4 that's not
Wednesday?
won the Champions League, and it ain't Forest.
I just feel like, wouldn't you love to see a title race between Nottingham Forest and
I'd
Liverpool?
like to see European heritage teams go at it
Absolutely.
for the top.
Well, this is for the good of the
It is for
league,
the
isn't
top,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Get
And
these-
then Arsenal finish.
That's why I want to
fourth.
see you lot relegate. You know what I mean? Yeah, bad mind.
Why don't you just go back to South London? Yeah.
Bad mind.
Go back to Woolwich.
Bad mind.
Go back to the Woolwich. Okay?
Listen, the way you lot are playing, mate, you may be playing Woolwich.
Right, score predictions quickly. Forest go to Wolves tonight. Campbell will turn up.
Draw.
I'd like a draw because Forest, we're playing them next week. They need to just chill, buddy.
Forest will beat Wolves.
They probably will. I'll go 2-1 Forest.
So it's at Wolves.
They're at home.
It's at Wolves, yeah. Could be
No
difficult.
Cunha, though.
2-2.
innit?
No
Oh.
Cunha.
Games.
Yeah.
I think I'll go 2-1
No
Forest.
Cunha.
2-1
crazy.
Forest.
I'm going
I'll go that
2-2.
as well. Right, let's jump
By
into
the way,
Super
just
Chats.
before you go there to Super Chats, I've got a
What?
question for you, actually.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you now look at it and think, big mistake getting rid of Nuno? You didn't give him a chance, did you?
Well, I'm like-
all these chances that they give Big Andrew,
So when
right? They
people ask
didn't
you about
give
Emery.
that chance.
Oh, shit.
They did no, but Emery was having a nightmare. Nuno didn't really get much of a chance.
I agree.
You sacked him very early. Look at the job he's doing, man.
Manager
Look how
of the year.
well Forest are playing.
Yeah.
Manager of the year. They finished.
Yeah,
they finished there.
I like I've said to you every week, I've seen managers get sacked for far less than.
So you get
Well,
rid of him too
Andrew.
early, Nuno?
Poor Nuno.
Don't know.
He deserved better.
I
Finding
can't see the
Nuno.
future.
Finding Nuno.
Because he didn't do much
Finding
worse.
Nuno.
Did he do
I
worse
don't
than
think he was
Ange?
down there.
No, he was
He
definitely
wasn't-
wasn't down there.
I think he was in bottom.
It was bad.
bottom of the top half, but he wasn't in.
It
he wasn't- I don't
yeah,
think he was
it
down
was
there.
bad. It was bad, but there's context to things. There's context to things.
Got rid of him, now he's supporting him.
Yeah, big up. Go in that league,
Now you
boy.
wanted to win the league, right?
Go in the
But when he was at
league.
your
Imagine.
team,
Can
you
you
wanted to get
imagine?
rid of him.
Go in
Crazy,
the
doesn't make
league.
sense. Roshan says Salah has just posted a photo of him, Trent, and Van Dijk on the field without saying anything. Subtle but cryptic message for the board and the fans, don't you think?
Does that help?
Where's that on Instagram?
Does that
Just
help?
that a little
Just-
light.
Was it Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent?
All standing over the ball last night, yeah.
Was it that one?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I like that photo. Oof.
It's a good photo, though.
It's
Isn't
a
it?
good photo.
It's a good
That was a
photo.
free kick that Salah took. Trent actually should have took that free kick.
Do you think he's
Not even a
posting
caption
that?
on it.
Is it on
No,
Van
he never
Dijk?
does captions.
No, but hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Is he posting that because of the so-called fight?
Nah.
To say we're together?
Nah, definitely not.
Nah.
That's not even
But
confirmed.
what's
though.
the
That was
message
two
behind
Arsenal
it?
fans
Ala
on
Madrid,
Twitter
that's the
that said
message.
that.
Who posted it? Trent.
It was the Arsenal fans on Twitter that said there was a fight. So
Ala
that
Madrid.
wasn't confirmed.
That should have been the caption.
Fight.
Seeing out games, lads. You Gooners went 1-0 up and started time wasting in the first half. That is limp energy. The pen shouldn't matter because you should be scoring more in general.
we time
I
waste all the time,
100% agree with you,
Yeah,
Adzi.
you would.
No,
You're under
because
pressure
he's
today.
right.
I know
Why are
I know
you time wasting the big Arsenal?
No,
time
we
wasting
do.
in the
Listen, I
first
don't
half
know
getting
why
cards?
we do it. We do time. We'd be
But
winning
be
5-0
honest,
with
when
time
you're in the
waste.
stand, what do you say when people are getting yellow carded for it? What's your
Arsenal
honest
on
reaction?
every corner, whether winning 5-0 or 1-0, we take ages. It's an obvious tactic on the corner. Throw-ins, we
When
take
your players
ages.
getting
I don't know
booked,
why.
what's your feeling for that?
Ridiculous.
Stop
Right,
doing it.
okay.
I
Fair
don't
play.
understand why we do it, but it's an obvious tactic.
Are Spurs in a relegation fight, says Akil Robbie. We need a poll. Saraba says, you ain't chilling, Abby. You're jaded. Big difference.
I think we did that one already.
we did.
Oh, we've done that one? I don't know where we're
Got
up
his
to
money
now.
worth.
The laptops.
I think we were down to where it says headbutt, Guna Ali.
Okay. Maybe you need to give your head a wobble. Never seen a clash of heads. Saliba got the ball first and was genuinely going for the ball clueless. These calls only happen with our second yellows too, yet you see them every week. Pepe, is that Robbie? Rah, that brother has slimmed down, says Pepe.
The jumper.
Go on, G. Spires buy players from the Coolie Man, says SW6 Blues. Nick says semantics, but could Pedro have fouled Saliba since he hit Saliba after it came off Saliba's head?
No.
No. Doggy
Exactly.
sends in a super chat. Big up to you. And Akil says, Robert, do you think Arteta is the right manager from now on if you consistently want to win trophies? Also, Abby, don't think
Yes.
all players are injured.
Difficult to win
obviously not.
trophies, man.
Take all
It
the
is
players
very.
are injured.
It is very. Right. loads more to come. Me and Abby are going to be
Yeah, I'm
doing a
alright.
match
I'm
preview
happy.
for Spurs Liverpool on the COP TV today. You play Newcastle tonight.
Tomorrow
night.
Oh, they'll give us a rest, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you want to play after the next. The amount of games that all these teams are being asked to play.
it's no
We're
wonder.
playing Saturday, Tuesday.
That's what we see in all these injuries.
It's no wonder why there's so
Players are ill.
many injuries.
Do you think as well? You know, like, I know illness is going around. I've been sick. You've been sick.
Yeah.
I know, right? But do you think that again heightens it? There's so many teams that have.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
that time of
Players
year
that-
where everyone gets ill, and then you need a
Seems
bit of a
more this year. I don't know,
reboost
is
in
it-
January.
is
Well,
I agree.
it all
does.
seems to be going on around all the clubs at the same time. I mean, that was again what kind of ravaged, also added on to the injury stuff at Spurs. This week
Lasagna
about
gate.
the illness.
Yeah.
Yeah, lasagna gate. Yeah, so
Who's got
yeah, the
illness
same.
then? Who's not playing? Definitely.
Madison was ill. Archie Gray was ill. Dragerson was ill. Don't know after that.
Yeah, like with us, I know.
But there was-
Havertz
there's-
was ill. Odegaard was ill. Martinelli was ill. I think Trossard they said was ill.
They need some chicken soup, man.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I
Big
mean,
time.
get us that
Like,
Scotch
you
bonnet
know,
in
like
there.
some,
Sweat it out.
some guy at the game goes, "What's wrong with the bloody ill? Why can't Havertz play? You know what I mean, got a runny nose. Get on the pitch." I said, "Listen,
Yeah.
bro, I ain't lying. I've had the flu past couple of weeks. You got no energy.
want it.
I didn't even want to get out of my bed." So
Jason's ill.
Jason's ill.
I did wonder where.
Yeah,
he
where
was.
is he?
Mentally.
He should be here. You know what I mean? Get out.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? I was still in when I
Yeah,
was in.
Jason, man. You
Yeah,
sausage.
Jason, if
Where
you're
are
watching
you?
this, get
Where
your
are
ass
you?
Bottled job. You
bottled it.
No, I'd rather actually no one comes in and makes us ill. Actually,
No,
Please
I
stay
spoke
away.
to him on
But
Friday,
Jason
man.
is
He
always
was-
ill, though.
He sounded
Like
ill.
snotty.
His immune system is weak, man.
Would you rather
He
have
can't-
flu
He's just
or
always coughing.
sick bug?
All the time. I always say.
Both are bad.
It's mad. Anyway,
Neither.
good
I
show,
don't need
guys.
that.
Matisse,
Busy
fair
bee.
play to you, my
Busy
brother.
bee, busy
Rob,
bee.
big up. Ab,
That's
big
it.
up to you as well. Smash that like button on the way out. Don't forget that this video is brought to you by Fair Play, right? As you can see, the Game Week 21 fixtures are as follows. This is for next week now, including Forest Liverpool. We've got Chelsea Bournemouth, Brentford City, Everton Villa, and Arsenal Tottenham, the big one, a week on Wednesday. Really looking forward to that. The way you play is you download the app with our QR code on the screen there. You input the code JACKPOT to get your free 1 week entry to the Jackpot 7s. And try and win £700,000 up. If you
We keep-
correctly
we keep
predict
trying.
those 7 scores right,
We
you're
keep
going to win the cash,
going.
right? The big one. And yeah, we'll be back with Fair Play later on in the week. So really looking forward to seeing how these Carabao Cup ties go. I'm sure there'll be some cooking of someone somewhere on Thursday. And no flex for how long? How long's he out for?
The whole month.
Whole
A
month.
whole month.
What do you believe?
Maybe
But
minus
now he
the
gets
odd
away
one.
with it. But anyway, right, big up to Flex. Big up to everyone that's watched this video. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Big up Don Robbie looking fly, says Dennis. And Marlo says, hands up if you can't wait to see these refs do the pool dirty kids to see AGT cry river demanding a replay. Pool dirty.
Doesn't sound like something you'd say, was it?
Yeah, I don't really know what you meant there. Dirty kids, bit weird. But anyway, take care. We'll see you on Thursday. All the best.